Hey everyone, welcome into the Thinking Crypto podcast, your home for cryptocurrency news and interviews. I'm your host, Tony Edward. On your way in, please hit that subscribe button as well as the thumbs up button and leave a comment below. If you're listening on a podcast platform such as Spotify or Apple, please leave a 5-star rating and review. All right, folks, we have to start with the price of Bitcoin, which is currently trading below $71,000. And in fact, a warning sign here because Bitcoin is at a critical juncture. It is breaking down below the rising channel it has been in for the past 3 to 4 months, where we hit the 58K low in February and we've been in a relief rally since. We hit the $82,000 resistance and started dropping from there. And we also hit the resistance of the 200-day moving average. Now, the MACD shows the bears are in full control, momentum is on their side. However, something on the bullish side is that the RSI in the daily chart is officially in the oversold zone. So it's below 30. So if you know your textbook your metrics here, above 70 is overbought, below 30 is oversold. Now, can Bitcoin go a bit lower and get extremely oversold? Of course. So let's see how far this takes us. I'm hoping we see a bounce sooner than later because we are in the oversold zone and there's the fear in the market right now. So it's looking a bit choppy, and obviously altcoins are going to follow Bitcoin's move. So we're going to have to really see what this week and next week brings us. From the weekly time frame, we're seeing bulls are losing momentum. So the MACD is showing bulls, the green candles getting lighter and they're getting smaller. So we need to see some sort of impulsive bounce from Bitcoin for this rally to show it has strength to continue and for bulls to get back under control. I don't know what the narrative or what the item will be or the catalyst will be to send it, but maybe it doesn't happen. Maybe bears are right and we're going to go down to lower lows, maybe to go retest 58K, the low that we set in February, or a bit lower. Some people are calling for 50K. Some people are calling for 40K. I'm not saying that's going to happen. I'm not saying that's a certainty. I'm just sharing the scenarios with you, right? We're talking probabilities here, but we need Bitcoin to take action. Something else that's on the side of the bulls here is that the S&P 500 and NASDAQ continue to print new all-time highs, which is crazy. And it sucks that crypto is in a bear market, but this stock market continues to run. We know there's a correlation there. So if the stock market continues to perform well, that bodes well for crypto. And let's see how the stock market holds up. I've been saying for the past 3 to 4 weeks that I'm a little bit concerned with the S&P 500 and NASDAQ because they're so overheated. It's so overbought. The RSI is above 70. And we even saw a pullback just recently in May where the S&P 500 and NASDAQ pulled back, but then it bounced immediately and it continues to print new all-time highs, which is really crazy. So guys, we need to see some sort of strength here from crypto for Bitcoin to have an impulsive bounce. Something I wrote about in my newsletter today is potentially, this move down traps the bears where it gets them to start loading up on shorts, and then we have a catalyst and then Bitcoin pumps, and then we have a massive short squeeze up to the 90K, possibly $100,000 region. So check out that newsletter I wrote today, guys. There's a lot more details in there with charts and much more. So we're going to have to wait and see, folks. Something that is not helping, and I'm sure many of you saw the news today, Saylor Strategy sold 32 Bitcoin worth $2.5 million. So this is adding fuel to the fire of the bearish sentiment. Now, is the amount that he sold significant? Of course not, right? This is minuscule compared to the total holdings. The point of it is not that he's selling. The point is the lying and the hypocrisy. Many of you know Saylor for years has gone on TV, even on social media. He's posting a lot of AI slop. Never sell your Bitcoin and sell your kidney for your Bitcoin. Take out a mortgage and buy all the nonsense that I've been criticizing him about over the years, which is total utter bullshit. And I was telling you guys, be careful, don't worship this guy. I don't know why a lot of Bitcoin people worship him. He's setting up a house of cards here. The amount of leverage and debt this man is building up to buy Bitcoin is not healthy. I've often stated what he's doing is not, I believe, the right way. You look at Tesla and SpaceX, they took some of their cash reserves, bought Bitcoin. Healthy, right? They're not levered up. They're not raising debt to do it. And they have a healthy balance. They have a business that continues to generate cash flow. They have cash reserves and they have Bitcoin reserves. I believe that's the healthy way to do it. What he's doing is very dangerous. And I'm not calling for the collapse of Strategy or Saylor. I'm just a student of history and finance, and I'm looking at what is being built here. It looks like 2008, right? Levered up mortgage bonds and all these things. Levered up Bitcoin is what this guy is doing here. Very, very dangerous. But look, I hope, fingers crossed, nothing happens here. So I just want to call out the hypocrisy of this, because in the minds of many investors, it's not even just because he sold 32 Bitcoin. He could have sold 5 Bitcoin. The point is the deviation and again the hypocrisy of him telling people not to sell. And you've seen countless posts and statements from him. Even just what was it, last week? He posted HODL. Okay, why are you telling people to HODL and all of a sudden you're selling? See, right? This is the bullshit I'm talking about, right? So be careful with these guys. Saylor's not about Bitcoin anymore. This is about something else. He's levering it up. He's doing the whole stretch yield. That worries me. It has this Ponzi aspect to it. I'm not saying it's a Ponzi scheme, but it's Ponzi-esque, right? And it looks like he's going to have to sell to generate yield. So let's see what he comes up with here, but this is not good. Now, this is not the first time they've sold. In 2022, they did sell some Bitcoin for tax loss harvesting, but he didn't put out a full thesis that they're going to sell. We saw the thesis put out about a few weeks ago where he's like, we're going to get ready to sell. And now they've started to do that. So don't blindly worship or follow people. It doesn't matter who they are, how much money they got. Don't, because many of these guys want to make you exit liquidity. So please understand that. Do your own research, educate yourself, and obviously even the things I'm telling you, verify it, right? Go do your own research. Obviously, I provide the news here. I'm citing my sources and much more. I give my opinions as well, but you guys should never blindly follow me. I want you all to be educated and well informed, where you can go, verify these things that are being said. But this is complete hypocrisy from Saylor here, from all the things he's been saying. Now, it's funny, Jim Cramer weighed in on this strategy situation, and it's actually kind of bullish because he's bearish, right? He says Strategy sells Bitcoin, $2.5 million. You have to reevaluate pro Bitcoin stance given how Strategy has propped it up. Key trampoline for years. Some say manipulation. I think it's too strong. So, it's so funny. If Cramer is bearish, then you got to be bullish. So maybe Cramer is saying these things. The RSI is in the oversold zone, and we get some sort of news, some sort of catalyst that sends Bitcoin higher, and we get a short squeeze. But we shall see. Now, there are still a lot of buyers who are buying the dip. We've been talking a lot about it with Bitcoin and Ethereum treasury companies. So public companies strive to increase their raise to $4.2 billion to buy more Bitcoin. So I think these guys see the long-term view of crypto and that we are going to go higher, but it may be an arduous road to get there with a lot of volatility, but we'll have to see. Personally, I'm thinking new all-time highs probably come in mid to late 2027. I could be wrong, but I think we may have a very strong rally this year, possibly up to 100K, and then correct heavily, and then continue to slow steady grind upwards or sideways for a while, and then we start entering back into another bull market cycle. But we shall see. I hope I'm wrong. I hope we hit new all-time highs this year, but I'm just going off the 4-year cycles because Bitcoin topped in Q4 of 2025 following that 4-year cycle thesis, guys. Now, folks, quick word from our sponsor.
This episode is brought to you by BitGo, the trusted infrastructure behind the digital asset economy. If you're serious about crypto, whether you're an investor, institution, or building in this space, you already know security, compliance, and execution are everything. And that's exactly what BitGo delivers. With over a decade of experience and 5,500 plus institutional clients across 100 plus countries, BitGo provides a full suite of services, including qualified custody, trading, staking, financing, and stablecoin infrastructure, all in one platform. Let's break it down. Want to launch crypto services fast? BitGo's crypto as a service lets banks, fintechs, and platforms go live in as little as a couple of months without dealing with complex licensing or infrastructure. If you're looking to launch a stablecoin, BitGo offers a complete stablecoin as a service platform from reserves and smart contracts to compliance, built to align with the new US regulatory framework that is the Genius Act. Want to earn rewards on your crypto? BitGo runs one of the largest institutional staking platforms with tens of billions staked across 50 plus networks, all while your assets stay securely in qualified custody. Need deep liquidity and execution? Their trading platform aggregates liquidity across 30 plus venues, giving you better pricing and the ability to trade directly from custody. No pre-funding required for approved clients. And if you need capital, BitGo offers crypto-backed financing, so you can unlock liquidity without selling your assets. So here's the bottom line. BitGo is one of the first federally chartered digital asset infrastructure companies offering regulated, insured custody and a platform built for institutions, but accessible to forward-thinking players across the space. So whether you're scaling a fintech, managing a fund, or building the future of finance, BitGo gives you all the tools that you need to do this securely, compliantly, and at scale. So learn more at bitgo.com and see why the biggest players in crypto trust BitGo.
All right, moving ahead, the CME Group has officially launched 24/7 trading for its cryptocurrency futures and options products, bringing regulated crypto derivatives closer to the always-on nature of digital asset markets. So everybody's going 24/7, and it all started with crypto, right? So you got stock exchanges and all these folks looking to tokenize and go 24/7. Now, I know some of you are going to say, Tony, the futures are not good. I know. It's used to short the market a lot, but look, this is the nature of markets. There's nothing we can do about it. But, the one thing is when you have those short squeezes, that could really help send the prices higher. All right, moving ahead, Japan's ruling party pushes crypto ETFs, yen-denominated stablecoins. So the global adoption of crypto continues. A group of lawmakers within Japan's Liberal Democratic Party are seeking reforms to the country's cryptocurrency taxation system, as well as support for initiatives for the development and adoption of yen-denominated stablecoins. According to a Monday Nada News report, the LDP's Parliamentary Association for Promotion of Blockchain delivered recommendations to Finance Minister Satsuki Katayama, including provisions on stablecoins, exchange-traded funds, central bank digital currencies, and applications for blockchain technology. The document proposes doubling the leverage cap for retail cryptocurrency derivatives trading and establishing a framework for ETFs tied to digital assets. The building continues, folks. So this is why I've been saying these on-ramps are being built globally, not just for retail, but for institutional investors. And then you have regulation coming, and that's going to help open up more capital, open up the floodgates of capital to come in. And I think that kicks off the super cycle. Now, will it mean that we pump overnight? Will it mean that everything is going to pump in a straight line up? Of course not, right? Markets are cyclical. But I think we're going to see more capital come in than ever, higher valuations of these blockchains and their native tokens. Okay, moving ahead, crypto investment firm KeyRock is acquiring bankrupt lender Blockfills. So KeyRock is acquiring bankrupt crypto trading and lending firm Blockfills for $3.25 million, subject to court approval. Blockfills filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy in March, reporting between $100 and $500 million in liabilities, but only between $50 million and $100 million in assets. The acquisition will give KeyRock access to Blockfills' institutional client network, which includes hedge funds, asset managers, market makers, and mining companies. So hopefully they're able to make things right here with the bankruptcy as well in the process of acquiring this company. Now, Citibank predicts the tokenized securities market will grow to $5.5 trillion by 2030. I think this is spot on. With the amount of stable coins that are being issued, I think that market's going to hit $1 trillion sooner than later. And then you have all assets coming on chain, stocks and equities and real estate and other commodities and much more coming on chain. So this is absolutely not far-fetched at all. And it gives us a good lead time, 2030, right? And we know crypto legislation. We're on the cusp of getting that here in the United States, which is the largest capital markets. And many of these firms have already started doing the tokenization, right? They started with money market funds and other financial products. So this is the end goal, right? We've been talking about it for years, the token economy, where you have capital markets, governments, and economies running on blockchain rails, folks. So I think this is certainly spot on. Now, Binance, the largest digital asset platform or crypto exchange serving over 300 million users, has launched US stocks and ETF trading, advancing their vision to become a multi-asset financial super app. Alpaca's broker API enables Binance to do this. So Binance has officially launched stock trading. So it's so funny. You have TradFi firms launching crypto trading, and you have crypto firms launching U.S. stocks and oil and futures trading and all these things. It's so funny. You're seeing the convergence of these asset classes and types of platforms, right? A lot of competition. That's very good, for all of us who are investors and consumers. So over time, we could see some consolidation and merging here, folks, because it might be so saturated, right? The too many players. And look, Binance doing this is huge because they're the world's largest crypto exchange. They've got a lot of users, man. And we know, again, there's going to be a tokenization of all these assets. So it's going to be incredible with fractionalization, 24/7 trading, opening up these asset classes to people who in their whole lifetime have not been able to access these asset classes. So all this is really great. Folks, that's the news. Let me know what you think, especially about Saylor selling. I think many of you understand where I'm coming from. I'm not saying it's wrong that he's selling. I'm saying it's wrong that he's been a hypocrite and a liar for years, right? And putting out all types of propaganda and nonsense of not selling, and then he ends up selling. So we got to stop this type of crap, and it makes us all look bad. Anyway, guys, let me know what you think. Leave your thoughts and comments below. Hit the thumbs up button. Subscribe if you haven't as yet. Please support the podcast by subscribing to my free email newsletter. It's 100% free. Link will be in the description. Check out my book on Amazon. Be sure to grab a copy. It's available in paperback and digital. And my course at mycryptocourse.com. Right now, we have a huge sale going on. Get 50% off the course price by using the code BEAR, BEAR, at checkout. So this is a comprehensive course that teaches you everything you need to know about crypto and blockchain tech. Go to mycryptocourse.com to learn more. Folks, thank you so much for tuning in. I appreciate you all, and I'll talk to you all later.